Okay guys, so the premise of this video is just to show some Sova darts that I know on Ascent. Just I think it's the strongest map, and yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so for the first arrow, what you want to do is you want to be in A heaven, and you just want to go here into this corner. Basically where you want to aim is you want to aim right above this, right on this roof, right? And then you just want to do 3 power. So basically where this lands is right here, and it'll scan all of A lobby, see for an early push or not. We'll scan orb as well. For the next area, what you want to do is you just want to go on here onto the generator, and you do have to line up with this one because you have to be really precise with it. So you basically just line up with this corner here, and what you do is you aim at the second shingle on the roof right here in the corner, also where like the flagpole is, and you just want to do full power. So basically where this lands is right here on the corner of the roof, and this is really good because it also scans orb. Unfortunately it does not scan here or wine. Well, it does scan all, like a little bit of wine, but it doesn't scan that back part right here. So basically what it does is scans all of wine, it scans A lobby as well. It's a really powerful arrow in my opinion. There's also another arrow for A main, more of like cat, if anything. Basically where you go for that is you have to come mid. So usually I'll play mid if I know that my team is having a hard time just holding B. So you just come here into the corner, or against this like little pole thing in the middle, and what you do is aim right where this angle meets. So basically it's like a little triangle. You can just visualize that. You aim right there at the corner, and you do full power, double bounce. Basically where this lands, it lands right here on this lamp, and it's really good because it scans all the top mid, and it also scans some that are A lobby just holding right here with like an op or something, or it'll scan the person that's top mid with an op, Next arrow, this one's a B retake arrow. In my opinion, this is like the most powerful arrow because where it does land is it does land right here on top of this lamp. Okay, so basically it's supposed to land right there on the tip, and what it'll do is it'll scan all of sight, all of lane, and it'll also scan back to your boathouse. It won't scan all of it obviously, but just like the little openings. Fortunately it doesn't scan here, but it does scan right there. So let me just show you this arrow. It's really overpowered, but it's also risky because if someone's holding from boathouse and they're like looking at lane, they can just easily just like flick to the arrow. So it's kind of a risky arrow, but I do have a solution for that because there's 2 different arrows that I do like to throw for B retake. Alright, so basically for this arrow, you just want to go 1, 2, 3 bricks away from this pole right here. You go 1, 2, 3. You line up with this crack right here, and what you do is you line up the left diamond right here, just above this line, just above it. And you do half power. Basically, this lands right here on the lamp. On tip, it scans lane, it scans all sight except for right here. It does scan right there by dragon box, and then it does scan some of back sight depending on where they're holding from. Again, this arrow can easily be destroyed from lane. So what you want to do, if that does occur when you do throw this the second time around, you just throw it right here on top of vent. I missed. I'm sorry. Just throw it right there on top of vent, and it'll scan all the sight, all the lane, and it will scan occasionally back of boathouse depending if they're holding that or not. But again, it can be easily destroyed. It can easily be blocked. They can't really see that one when it goes, so it's kind of a hard one, but I like it. It really does help it a lot. And yeah, if those 2 do fail, you can just throw the original like tree arrow, which does scan sight. But again, like that one's most predictable. They will always like have someone that aims for that, pre-aims for that, and then destroy it. But yeah. So the next arrows we're gonna do is, let's picture this scenario in our heads. Say the gate is closed. Your team has 3 people alive. They're trying to retake B. You have 1 pushing from here, 1 pushing from here, or you have 2 from that side. It doesn't matter. Basically, you're trying to retake B, and you need to clear all front sight. Basically, what you want to do is you want to come up here into the pizza area. Come all the way next to this keypad, all the way in the corner. And what you do is you line up your crosshair so that way it's the edge of this piece of plywood or this piece of wood, and then you just go on top of this wood, and you meet where the angle meets. So basically right there, and you just do a jump throw. So 1 power jump throw, and it'll land right there. Basically scans all boathouse, basically scans all of pit area, all of that, all its front area, so your team can easily just come in here. Now, that is a variation of the arrow. I forgot who came up with it, but basically aim right here at this crack, and you do full power 1 bounce, and it'll land there. It does the same thing, but it's just another variation of it, basically. Alright, so of course, everyone has always known that this wall here is wall bangable. You can basically wall bang through it. And the arrow people like to throw is just that one because it easily scans all of lobby or A main. But I like to throw one, but again, people can easily scan through that. So the one I like to do is you just aim right here at the roof. You do 1 bounce and half power. You just land right there. It'll land right here. It's a pretty decent arrow because it also scans some of tiles. It scans this area, but again, that can also be easily breakable. Like the second time around, the first time they usually don't expect it, and we'll get at least 1 tick off. But it's an okay arrow. It's another substitution for this one if they keep breaking it. But another arrow if that other one keeps getting broken too. What you do is you want to kind of ping this box right here. And you just want to go above it, and you want to line up your power bar right here on this like little line area. You line up your power bar, and what you do is you do a jump half throw, and it'll land right there on top of this roof of the little hut. And it'll scan tiles. It'll also scan A main. Again, it's wall bangable if you have like a teammate that wants to wall bang as well, so that way you can also throw that arrow. Alright, so for another defense arrow, you basically want to line here where this little candy cane pole looking thing is. And what you want to do is you want to take your right diamond and you want to line it up with this shadow thing all the way over here, and make sure the right side of the diamond is lined up with this little line a little bit to the right of it. So just like that. And you want to do half power. Basically where this will land right here. And it'll scan most of the tiles. It won't scan right here exactly. That's like one there is that your opera is going to be peeking anyways if they have an op. If they do peek that, basically it'll scan here. It'll scan a little bit of A lobby. Honestly, it's a good arrow. It's another variation of just like these two here. Basically, those 3 will scan most of the areas. Okay, so for attack arrows on A, this one's for like if your team's pushing into sight and they really need the recon in heaven. So before I throw this arrow, I just want to show you guys this little glitch that I found. I don't think this is supposed to be in the game. I kind of like that it is because again, it gives me free arrows to throw. But basically, there's like this little metal container right here. I don't know why it's there. I don't if it's supposed to be there, but basically it's just there. It goes all the way up. But it's there. And I abused it. You basically line up with this crack right here next to this like little gray pile. I don't know what it is, but basically you line up right here on this crack, and you line up your second charge bar right here. This little angle right here. You'll see it. And you just do 1 bounce, full power. Basically, well, where this will land is right here in heaven, and basically this scans all of heaven. I don't think anyone really expects it. No one will really destroy that, in my opinion. But just in case that does, the second time around, you can also throw this second arrow. This is 2 arrows that I like to throw. And what you do is you want to line up your second diamond, the right one, the tip right here. So basically you line up right there. 1 bounce, full power. Basically where this will land will scan heaven, most of it, and sight as well. So in my opinion, I think that's like one of the most powerful arrows that you can possibly throw on here. Okay, so the next arrow is if you're on site, say you already cleared it, you have plant down, but your team says there's someone tree or garden or both. So basically what you do is you line up with this crack here along this crate, and this little sliver between this like cannon looking thing and the tree, this little sliver of the watchtower, you're gonna aim right there. Okay, and then you just want to do 3 power. Basically, where this lands is right here on this tree, and it will scan garden, and it will also scan tree area. So, in my opinion, that's one of the best arrows to check garden area. You don't have to have a teammate here to check them all the time. You just have that arrow ready to go, baby. Alright, so for the next arrow that I'm going to throw, you kind of need your teammate to smoke mid for this, because this will scan, it'll scan all market and pizza areas. It won't scan bottom, so this one's like kind of like you have to choose which one you really want. This is like if your team's already up mid and they're already at bottom and they just need a scan for market area. Basically, I don't know, I forgot who I learned this from, but basically you just come up to here, right? And right where this shadow area is, you just want to aim there. I don't know who I learned it from, but basically you just come here and you aim right there, full power. Nothing else, and it'll land right here, and you'll think it won't scan market or anything, but it will scan market. It's easily. I think it was Sinatra who I saw it from. I'm not really sure. Okay, so for the next arrow that I want to show, basically, again, it's another variation of this arrow that lands up here and scans the whole boat area. It's a really good arrow, really overpowered in my opinion. It'll also scan inside a market a little bit. Again, people will usually expect like an arrow up to here, or arrow on giraffe, just any type of arrow. You just line up the wall. You line up your charge line right here against this line, and you just do 3 power, full 1 bounce. Then it'll land there. Basically scans all here. It scans market 2. It scans all boathouse or boat area, CT a little bit, and that's basically the best arrow for if your team wants to push out here. An arrow that I would throw for CT, I would just throw one like right there on top of that little pillar area. If you really want to scan CT, check where they are. But honestly, your utility would be best used if you just threw it there or there. Unfortunately, I do not have a lamp one. It's really hard to replicate this one because you have to be really precise with it, and it has to land like exactly on top pretty much. So in my opinion, it's not the best one. And besides, people like to always hold this angle here anyways, and they don't really hold that, or they'll hold right here. So honestly, your best arrow to throw would just be one like right there, or on top of this roof area. It really just all depends. Okay guys, so that was pretty much all the arrows that I know for Ascent. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something new. Please leave a like, subscribe if you'd like. Comment down below any more arrows that you guys want to show, and I'll be sure to check them out. Peace out.